My dear soul, you have arrived here tonight not by accident but by divine appointment. I am Bruce Lipton, and for decades, I have studied the miraculous dance between consciousness and cellular biology. Tonight, I want to share with you the most profound truth I have ever discovered. A truth so powerful that it will transform not just how you think, but how every single cell in your body responds to your very existence. You see, your cells, they have been waiting for this moment when you would finally remember who you truly are. For too long, you may have felt disconnected, searching, wondering why life feels so difficult, why your body sometimes feels like it's working against you. But what if I told you that this disconnection is simply an illusion? What if your cells, all 50 trillion of them, are simply waiting for you to remember your divine nature? Tonight we embark on a sacred journey together. A journey where science and spirituality merge into one beautiful truth. When you truly know, not just believe, but know that you are divine, your cells begin to remember their original programming. Pause for breath, allowing the truth to settle. Your body is not separate from your spirit. Your cells are not mechanical robots following genetic commands. They are conscious, intelligent, divine beings that respond to the frequency of your beliefs about yourself. I have spent my life studying epigenetics, the science of how our environment and beliefs literally rewrite our genetic expression. And the most profound environment your cells experience is not the air you breathe or the food you eat. It is the consciousness you hold about your own divine nature. When you were born, every cell in your body knew its divine origin. But somewhere along the way, the world convinced you that you were small, limited, separate from the sacred. Your cells, being the loyal servants they are, began to reflect this belief back to you. But tonight we change all of that. Voice becomes more intimate, like sharing a sacred secret. Close your eyes now, if you haven't already. Feel yourself settling into this moment, into this sacred space where transformation begins. Your cells are already listening. They have been listening your entire life, waiting for this frequency of remembrance to return. As you breathe, imagine that each breath is carrying a message to every cell in your body. Remember who you are. Remember your divine origin. Remember that you are not separate from the creative force of the universe. Your cells are responding already. They are awakening to a frequency they have not felt in years, perhaps decades. This is the frequency of home. This is the frequency of truth. This is the frequency of your divine nature, beginning to express itself through the very fabric of your being. Tonight, we don't just listen to words. Tonight, we install a new operating system in the consciousness of your cells. Tonight, you remember. Gentle pause, allowing the energy to build. Your heart is beating approximately 100,000 times today. Each beat is an opportunity for your cells to receive this sacred message. Your lungs will take approximately 20,000 breaths. Each breath is a chance for divine oxygen to carry this truth to every corner of your being. This is not just meditation. This is not just positive thinking. This is cellular resurrection. This is your divine DNA awakening from its slumber. Voice becomes even more gentle and authoritative. I have witnessed miracles in my laboratory. I have seen cells change their behavior in real time when exposed to the frequency of love, of truth, of divine recognition. Tonight you become your own laboratory. Your body becomes the sacred space where science and spirit merge. Your cells are not waiting for permission. They are waiting for recognition. They are waiting for you to remember that you are the divine consciousness expressing itself through the magnificent vessel of your physical form. As we continue this journey together, allow yourself to feel safe, held, supported. You are not alone in this remembering. Every cell in your body is your ally, your partner in this divine awakening. The transformation has already begun. In my laboratory at Stanford University, I made a discovery that would forever change how I understood the relationship between consciousness and biology. I was studying the behavior of cells in petri dishes, and what I observed challenged everything I had been taught about genetics and human potential. I discovered that cells are not victims of their genetic programming. Instead, they are constantly responding to their environment, and the most powerful environment they respond to is the consciousness of the being they inhabit. Pause for emphasis. Let me share with you the moment everything changed for me. I had isolated identical cells, genetically identical, and placed them in different environments. What I witnessed was nothing short of miraculous. The same genetic material expressing itself in completely different ways, based solely on the environment it perceived. But then came the revelation that would transform my understanding of human divinity. I realized that for human cells, the most influential environment is not chemical, it is consciousness. Your beliefs, your thoughts, your sense of identity, these create the environment that your cells respond to moment by moment, day by day, year by year. Voice becomes more personal, sharing a sacred secret. But here's what I discovered that few people truly understand. When you hold the consciousness of your divine nature, your cells don't just change their behavior, they remember their divine blueprint. You see, every cell in your body carries the same DNA, the same genetic potential. But what determines which genes are expressed? What determines whether your cells create health or illness, vitality or fatigue, joy or depression? It is the frequency of consciousness they are bathed in. When you truly know yourself as divine, not as an intellectual concept, but as a living, breathing truth, your cells receive signals that activate dormant potentials, that awaken gifts you forgot you had, that restore patterns of perfection that have been sleeping within you. The voice carries wonder and reverence. I have watched cells literally transform before my eyes when exposed to coherent, loving, divine consciousness. I have seen genetic expression change in real time. I have witnessed what can only be described as cellular miracles. But the most profound discovery came when I realized that we are not separate from our cells. We are our cells, expressing as a collective consciousness. When we remember our divinity, it's not that we're teaching our cells something new. We're helping them remember what they've always known. Voice becomes deeply intimate. Your cells carry the memory of your divine origin. Before you were told you were limited, before you learned to doubt your magnificence, before the world convinced you that you were small and separate, your cells knew the truth. They knew they were part of an infinite, intelligent, creative force. They knew they were expressions of divine consciousness in physical form. They knew they were not bound by limitation, but by love. Tonight, as you listen to these words, your cells are responding not just to the meaning, but to the frequency of truth they carry. They are beginning to remember. Gentle guidance begins. Place your hand on your heart now. Feel it beating beneath your palm. Each beat is not just pumping blood, it is pumping divine intelligence through your system. Each beat is a reminder that you are not a mechanical being, but a sacred being having a physical experience. Your heart knows its divine nature. It has never forgotten. It beats with the rhythm of the cosmos, pumps with the pulse of infinite love, circulates with the flow of divine grace, voice filled with gentle authority. Now place your other hand on your solar plexus, just below your rib cage. This is your power center, where your personal will meets divine will. Breathe into this space and feel the intelligence that coordinates the miraculous symphony of your physical existence. Your cells are not just biological units. They are consciousness experiencing itself in form. They are divine intelligence manifesting as your body, your health, your vitality, your very existence. When I made this discovery, I wept. I wept because I realized that we have been living so far beneath our divine potential. We have been treating our bodies as machines instead of temples. We have been identifying with limitation instead of liberation. Voice carries profound reverence. But tonight, this changes. Tonight, your cells receive a new signal. Tonight, they remember that they are not bound by the genetic patterns of your ancestors. They are not limited by the beliefs you inherited. They are not constrained by the fears you have carried. Tonight, they remember that they are divine consciousness in cellular form, and they have unlimited potential to express health, vitality, joy, and love. Your DNA is not your destiny. Your genes are not your jail. Your biology is not your biography. The voice becomes a gentle command. Your cells are listening right now. They are responding to these words. to this frequency, to this remembrance. They are awakening to their true nature, their divine blueprint, their unlimited potential. This is not wishful thinking. This is not metaphysical fantasy. This is hard science meeting sacred truth. This is epigenetics serving divinity. As we continue this journey together, know that every word, every breath, every moment of recognition is literally transforming your cellular reality. Your cells are remembering, and with their remembrance, everything becomes possible. Now, let me take you deeper into the sacred science of how your beliefs literally become your cellular reality. This is not metaphor. This is not wishful thinking. This is measurable, observable, scientific fact that will change how you understand your own divine power. When you hold a belief, truly hold it. Not just think it, but embody it at the cellular level. Every cell in your body receives chemical and energetic signals that cause it to respond accordingly. Pause for this truth to penetrate. Your beliefs create your biology. Your consciousness creates your cellular expression. Your sense of identity determines which of your genetic potentials become activated and which remain dormant. But here's what most people don't understand. Beliefs are not just mental concepts stored in your brain. True beliefs, the ones that transform your reality, are living frequencies that permeate every cell of your being. When you truly believe you are divine, this belief doesn't just change your thoughts. It changes your chemistry. It changes your gene expression. It changes the very structure and function of your cellular reality. Voice becomes more intimate, sharing profound truth. Let me explain exactly how this miracle occurs. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, creates specific chemical messengers called neuropeptides. These molecular messengers travel through your bloodstream, carrying information to every cell in your body. When you hold the belief of your divinity, when you know yourself as sacred, unlimited, connected to the infinite, your brain produces chemistry that I can only describe as divine nectar. These sacred molecules carry the message to every cell. You are not separate. You are not limited. You are not bound by the old patterns. You are divine consciousness expressing in physical form. Voice filled with wonder. But it goes even deeper than chemistry. Your beliefs create electromagnetic fields that surround and penetrate every cell. When you believe in your divinity, you literally emit a frequency that awakens the divine potential within your cellular structure. I have measured this. I have documented this. I have witnessed the miraculous transformation that occurs when someone shifts from identifying with limitation to recognizing their divine nature. Gentle guidance begins. Right now, as you listen to these words, notice what's happening in your body. Can you feel a subtle shift? A gentle awakening? A recognition stirring in your cells? This is not your imagination. This is your cellular intelligence responding to the frequency of truth. Your cells are beginning to remember what they knew before the world taught you to forget. Voice becomes more directive yet gentle. Take a deep breath now, and as you exhale, release any old beliefs about being limited, small, or separate. These beliefs have been like a fog obscuring your cellular clarity. But fog is not permanent. It dissolves when the light of truth shines through. With each breath, you are literally changing the chemistry of your blood, the electrical activity of your nervous system, the genetic expression of your DNA. The voice carries deep scientific reverence. You see, your genes are like a vast library of potential. You have genes for extraordinary health, for profound joy, for unlimited creativity, for deep peace, for vibrant energy. But which books get pulled from this library depends entirely on the signals your genes receive from your consciousness. When you identify with limitation, you signal your genes to express limitation. When you identify with illness, you signal your genes to express illness. When you identify with lack, you signal your genes to express lack. But when you identify with your divine nature, pause for emphasis. When you know yourself as an infinite, creative, loving being temporarily expressing through physical form, you signal your genes to express your highest potential. This is not theory. This is not hope. This is the predictable, measurable result of conscious evolution. Voice becomes profoundly personal. I want you to understand something that will change your life. You are not the victim of your genetics. You are the author of your genetic expression. You are not bound by your family history. You are free to write a new cellular story. Your cells are not mechanical robots following predetermined programming. They are intelligent, responsive, creative beings that adapt moment by moment to the consciousness you embody. Gentle instruction begins. Place both hands on your body now, one on your heart, one on your belly. Feel the life pulsing beneath your hands. This is not just biological life. This is divine life expressing through your cellular community. Breathe into the space beneath your hands and imagine that with each breath, you are sending a new message to your cells. Remember your divinity. Remember your unlimited potential. Remember that you are expressions of infinite love. Voice filled with quiet authority. Your cells are receiving this message right now. They are beginning to shift their genetic expression to align with this higher truth. They are remembering patterns of perfection that have been dormant within them. This is happening right now, in this moment as you listen to these words. Your cellular reality is transforming. Your genetic expression is evolving. Your divine blueprint is awakening. The voice becomes like a sacred transmission. When I first discovered the power of belief to transform cellular reality, I realized that we have been living in a collective trance of limitation. We have been hypnotized into believing that we are small, powerless, separate from the divine. But hypnosis can be broken. Trances can be dissolved. False beliefs can be replaced with truth. Tonight, we break the spell of limitation. Tonight, we dissolve the trance of separation. Tonight, your cells remember their divine origin and begin to express their true nature. Voice becomes deeply nurturing. Feel into your body now. Notice any areas that have held pain, tension, or limitation. Send your breath to these areas, and with each exhale, release the old programming that has kept these cells in patterns of struggle. Your cells want to be healthy. They want to be vibrant. They want to express their divine potential. They have just been waiting for you to remember that this is not only possible, but your birthright. As we continue this sacred journey together, know that every moment of remembrance creates a cascade of cellular transformation. Your biology is aligning with your divinity. Your physical form is awakening to its sacred nature. The miracle has begun. Now we enter the sacred realm of cellular memory, the profound truth that every cell in your body carries not just genetic information, but the complete record of your divine essence. Your cells remember everything. They remember your conception as a spark of divine consciousness choosing to experience physical form. They remember the moment your soul first animated matter. They remember your original blueprint of perfection. Pause for this profound truth to settle. But they also remember the moment you began to forget. They remember when you first accepted the illusion of separation. They remember every belief that diminished your sense of divine nature. And they have been faithfully expressing these limiting memories ever since. Tonight we awaken the deeper memories, the sacred memories that have been waiting patiently beneath the surface of your conscious awareness. Voice fills with gentle authority. Close your eyes and imagine that you can communicate directly with your cellular consciousness. Because you can. Your cells are not separate from you, they are you, expressing at the most fundamental level of your being. Take a deep breath and send this message to every cell in your body. I am ready to remember. I am ready to awaken to the truth of who I am. I am ready to release the false memories of limitation and embrace the sacred memories of my divine nature. Voice becomes like a gentle hypnotic induction. Feel this message traveling through your bloodstream, carried by every heartbeat to every corner of your being. Your cells are receiving this transmission. They are responding with recognition, with relief, with joy. They have been waiting so long for this moment of remembrance. voice carries profound reverence. You see, when you were born, every cell in your body was vibrating at the frequency of pure potential. You came into this world knowing yourself as unlimited, creative, divine. Your cells reflected this knowing in their perfect functioning, their radiant health, their joyful expression. But gradually, the world began to teach you differently. Every time you accepted a belief about being limited, small, or separate, your cells received new programming. Being the faithful servants they are, they began to express these new beliefs as your cellular reality. Voice becomes more intimate. But here's the miracle. Those original memories of perfection never disappeared. They were simply overlaid with newer programming. Tonight, we gently dissolve the overlay and allow your cellular consciousness to remember its divine blueprint. Gentle guidance begins. Imagine now that each cell in your body is like a seed that contains the complete pattern of your divine nature. These seeds have been dormant, waiting for the right conditions to sprout and grow. Tonight, you provide those conditions. Tonight, your recognition of your divine nature creates the perfect environment for your cellular consciousness to awaken and flourish. Voice filled with wonder. As you breathe, imagine that each breath is like gentle rain falling on the seeds of your cellular consciousness. Each exhale releases the old programming that has kept them dormant. Each inhale provides the nourishment they need to awaken and grow. Feel this awakening beginning now. A gentle tingling, a subtle warmth, a sense of recognition stirring in your body. This is your cellular memory activation beginning. The voice becomes deeply nurturing. Your cells are starting to remember what it feels like to be divine. They are remembering what it feels like to be unlimited. They are remembering what it feels like to express pure love, perfect health, radiant vitality. This remembering is not forced, it is not strained. It is as natural as a flower opening to the sun, as gentle as dawn breaking over the horizon. Voice carries scientific certainty mixed with spiritual reverence. What's happening right now in your body is measurable. Your brain wave patterns are shifting into coherence. Your heart rhythm is becoming more harmonious. Your cellular voltage is increasing. Your genetic expression is changing in real time. But more than the science, feel the sacredness of this moment. Feel the profound significance of your cells awakening to their true nature after perhaps years or decades of expressing limitation. Gentle instruction continues. Place your awareness in different parts of your body now. Start with your heart. Send love to your heart cells and ask them to remember their divine nature. Feel them responding, awakening, remembering their capacity for infinite love. Now move to your brain. Send gratitude to your brain cells and ask them to remember their divine intelligence. Feel them lighting up, awakening to their unlimited capacity for wisdom, creativity, and insight. Voice becomes like a sacred invocation. Now send this awakening message to every organ, every tissue, every system in your body. Dear cells of my liver, remember your divine capacity for purification and renewal. Dear cells of my lungs, remember your divine ability to breathe in life force and breathe out love. Dear cells of my digestive system, remember your divine wisdom to transform everything into nourishment. Dear cells of my immune system, remember your divine intelligence to recognize and maintain perfect health. Pause for these invocations to penetrate deeply. Feel the response throughout your body. Your cells are not just hearing these words, they are remembering. Ancient patterns of perfection are awakening. Divine blueprints are activating. Voice filled with quiet intensity. This is not wishful thinking. This is not fantasy. This is the activation of your cellular memory, the awakening of patterns that have always existed within you, waiting for the moment when you would remember your true nature. The voice becomes profoundly personal. You may have believed that you were broken, damaged, limited by your genetics or your history. But this was never true. You were never broken. You were simply experiencing temporary amnesia, forgetting the magnificent truth of who you are. Tonight, the amnesia lifts. Tonight, your cells remember. Tonight, you reclaim your divine inheritance. Voice carries deep compassion. If you have carried pain in your body, know that your cells are now remembering patterns of perfect health. If you have struggled with limitation, know that your cells are now remembering their unlimited potential. If you have felt separate from the divine, know that your cells are now remembering their sacred nature. Gentle guidance for integration. Breathe deeply now and allow this cellular awakening to integrate throughout your entire being. Don't try to force anything. Simply allow the natural intelligence of your cells to remember and express their divine nature. Feel yourself relaxing more deeply than you have in months or years. This is not just physical relaxation. This is the profound relief of your cells finally being able to express their true nature. Voice becomes like a gentle blessing. Your cellular memory activation is now complete for this phase of your journey. Your cells have received the message. They have heard the call to remember. They are now beginning the beautiful process of expressing your divine blueprint. Trust this process. Trust your cells. Trust the profound intelligence that animates every aspect of your being. The remembering continues. Now we venture into the realm where science meets the sacred in the most profound way possible. The quantum field of divinity that surrounds, permeates, and is your cellular reality. At the quantum level, the boundaries between your cells and the infinite field of consciousness dissolve completely. Your cells exist not as separate entities, but as focal points of awareness within an infinite ocean of divine intelligence. What quantum physics has discovered, and what mystics have always known, is that at the deepest level of reality, everything is consciousness. Everything is divine intelligence expressing itself in countless forms, including the miraculous form of your physical body. Your cells are not solid matter floating in empty space. They are concentrated patterns of consciousness vibrating within an infinite field of pure potential. This field, this quantum field of divinity, is the source from which your cells constantly recreate themselves moment by moment. Every second, your cells are dissolving back into this field and reforming themselves according to the pattern of consciousness you hold. This is not metaphor. This is literal truth that quantum science has revealed. Tonight, I invite you to consciously connect with this quantum field of divinity, to recognize that you are not separate from it, but are its expression, to understand that your cells have unlimited access to the intelligence, love, and creative power of this infinite source. Imagine now that you can expand your awareness beyond the boundaries of your physical body. Feel yourself extending into the space around you, recognizing that this space is not empty, but filled with infinite potential, infinite intelligence, infinite love. This is the quantum field, the womb of creation from which your cells are constantly being born and reborn. As you rest in this awareness, feel yourself dissolving into this field while simultaneously maintaining your individual expression. You are both the ocean and the wave, both the field and the form, both the source and the expression. Your cells understand this quantum reality instinctively. They know they are not separate from the divine source. They know they have access to unlimited intelligence and creative power. They know they can transform and heal and evolve in ways that seem miraculous from a purely physical perspective. In the quantum field, time and space operate differently than in our everyday experience. Past, present, and future exist simultaneously. Limitation and possibility coexist. Illness and perfect health are both available potentials waiting to be collapsed into reality by your consciousness. Right now, in the quantum field, there exists a version of you with perfect health, unlimited vitality, and complete alignment with your divine nature. Your cells have access to this quantum potential at every moment. Gentle instruction. Breathe into this knowing now. With each breath, feel yourself drawing from the infinite intelligence of the quantum field. Feel your cells receiving direct nourishment from the source of all creation. This nourishment is not just energetic, it carries information, wisdom, healing codes, upgrade patterns that your cells recognize as their true inheritance. In this quantum field of divinity, your cells remember that they are not bound by the laws of linear time. They can access healing patterns from the future and bring them into the present. They can transcend genetic limitations by drawing from the unlimited potential of the field. Feel yourself now as a being of light temporarily focused into physical form. Your cells are not dense matter, but conscious light patterns dancing in the eternal now of the quantum field. From this perspective, transformation is not difficult or slow. It is instantaneous. It is natural. It is the birthright of consciousness expressing through form. What I'm sharing with you is not just spiritual philosophy. Quantum field theory, consciousness research, and epigenetics are all converging on the same truth. Consciousness is primary, matter is secondary, and your awareness shapes your cellular reality at the quantum level. Gentle guidance continues. Allow yourself to feel the profound interconnectedness of all life. Your cells are not separate from the cells of every other being, every tree, every star. You exist within a unified field of consciousness where separation is illusion and connection is truth. From this quantum perspective, healing is not about fixing something broken. It's about aligning with the pattern of perfection that already exists in the field. It's about allowing your cells to remember and express their divine blueprint. Voice become deeply nurturing. Rest in this quantum field now. Feel yourself held, supported, nourished by the infinite intelligence that surrounds and fills you. Your cells are bathing in this divine presence, absorbing wisdom and healing that transcends anything possible from a purely physical perspective. The voice carries profound certainty. In this field, miracles are not exceptions. They are the natural expression of consciousness aligned with its divine nature. Your cells operating from this quantum awareness have access to possibilities that seem impossible from limited perspective. Gentle integration guidance. Now, while maintaining this expanded awareness, gently bring your attention back to your physical body. Feel how your body now seems more spacious, more luminous, more alive. Your cells have been upgraded by their contact with the quantum field. They have received new information, new possibilities, new patterns of divine expression. This connection to the quantum field of divinity is not temporary. It is your natural state. It is always available to you. Your cells can access this infinite intelligence at any moment, simply through your recognition of your divine nature. As we continue this journey, you carry within you the living awareness of your quantum nature. Your cells know they are expressions of infinite consciousness. They know they have unlimited potential. They know they are divine. This knowing changes everything. This knowing transforms everything. This knowing is everything. Rest in this quantum truth as we journey deeper into the sacred science of cellular divinity. Now we must address the greatest illusion that has kept your cells trapped in patterns of limitation: the illusion of separation. This false belief that you are separate from the divine, separate from love, separate from your own magnificence, has been the root cause of all cellular dysfunction. Your cells were never meant to carry the burden of separation. They were designed to express the unity, the wholeness, the infinite connection that is your true nature. Voice filled with gentle authority. But somewhere in your journey, perhaps in childhood, perhaps through cultural conditioning, perhaps through painful experiences, you began to believe that you were alone, isolated, cut off from the source of love and support. Your cells, being the faithful mirrors they are, began to express this belief as physical separation, inflammation, immune dysfunction, cellular walls that no longer communicated properly with each other. Pause for this truth to penetrate. Tonight, we dissolve this illusion at the cellular level. Tonight, your cells remember that separation was never real. Tonight, they return to their natural state of unity and coherent communication. voice becomes profoundly healing. Feel into your body now and notice any areas where you sense disconnection, numbness, or isolation. These are the places where your cells have been expressing the illusion of separation. But they have been waiting, patiently waiting, for you to remember the truth of your interconnectedness. Gentle guidance begins. Place your hands on your heart and feel the rhythm of life pulsing beneath your palms. This heartbeat connects you to every other heartbeat that has ever existed. Your cells know this truth. They have never forgotten their connection to the vast web of life. With each heartbeat, send this message to every cell in your body. You are not alone. You have never been alone. You are part of the infinite web of divine consciousness. Voice carries deep reverence. Your cells are receiving this message with profound relief. They have been holding the tension of separation for so long. Now they can finally relax back into their natural state of unity and flow. The voice becomes like a gentle dissolving. Feel the walls of separation beginning to dissolve now. Not just the emotional walls, but the cellular walls. Feel your cells beginning to communicate with each other in ways they haven't in years. Feel the isolation melting away as your cellular community remembers how to function as one unified expression of divine consciousness. Voice filled with wonder. Your immune system is relaxing its hypervigilance. Your nervous system is releasing its protective tension. Your endocrine system is beginning to produce the chemistry of connection and safety. This is happening right now, in this moment, as your cells remember that they exist within an infinite field of love and support. Gentle instruction continues. Imagine now that you can see the light connecting every cell in your body. See threads of luminous energy flowing between your heart cells and your brain cells, between your liver cells and your lung cells, between every organ and every system. Your body is not a collection of separate parts. It is one unified field of consciousness, expressing through diverse cellular communities, all working together in perfect harmony. Voice becomes profoundly personal. If you have struggled with loneliness, know that your cells are now remembering their eternal connection to all life. If you have felt unloved, know that your cells are now bathing in the infinite love that is your true nature. If you have felt lost or abandoned, know that your cells are now recognizing their place in the cosmic web of consciousness. The The voice carries healing authority. The illusion of separation created cellular inflammation, the body's attempt to protect itself from perceived threats. But as this illusion dissolves, the inflammation naturally subsides. Your cells no longer need to defend against imaginary enemies. Voice becomes like a cosmic embrace. Feel yourself now as part of the infinite tapestry of existence. Your cells are interwoven with the cells of every tree, every animal, every star. You are not separate from nature. You are nature expressing itself as human consciousness. Gentle integration guidance. Breathe deeply and allow this truth to penetrate every cell of your being. With each breath, more separation dissolves. With each exhale, more unity emerges. Your cellular reality is transforming from isolation to integration, from separation to sacred connection. Voice filled with profound certainty. Your cells now remember that they are not struggling alone against a hostile universe. They are supported by infinite intelligence, held by infinite love, guided by infinite wisdom. This remembering changes everything about how they function and express. The illusion of separation is dissolving. The truth of unity is emerging. Your cells are coming home to themselves, to each other, to the divine source that they have never actually been separate from. Now we turn our attention to the most fundamental act of your existence, the sacred rhythm of breathing that connects your consciousness directly to your cellular reality with every inhale and exhale. Your breath is not merely a mechanical function. It is the bridge between spirit and matter, consciousness and form, the divine and the physical. Every breath you take is an opportunity to consciously nourish your cells with life force energy. Voice filled with reverence. Right now, as you breathe, you are not just exchanging oxygen and carbon dioxide. You are exchanging consciousness itself. You are breathing in divine intelligence and breathing out limitation. You are inhaling possibility and exhaling old patterns. Gentle guidance begins. Let's begin to breathe together consciously. Don't try to control your breath. Simply become aware of it. Notice how your breath wants to breathe you. Notice the natural intelligence that has been breathing you since the moment you were born. Voice becomes hypnotically rhythmic. As you inhale slowly and deeply, imagine that you are drawing in pure life force energy, the sacred breath of the divine itself. Feel this energy flowing not just into your lungs, but into every cell of your body. Your cells have been waiting for this conscious breath. They have been functioning on automatic for so long. Now you gift them with your conscious participation in the miracle of breathing. The voice becomes deeply instructional. With each inhale, visualize golden light flowing into your lungs, and from there, carried by your bloodstream to every corner of your being. This is not ordinary air. This is divine pneuma, sacred breath, the life force that animates all existence. Your cells recognize this quality of breath. They respond with joy, with awakening, with renewed vitality. They have been starved for this conscious nourishment, and now they feast upon it gratefully. Voice carries gentle authority. Now, as you exhale slowly and completely, imagine that you are breathing out everything that no longer serves your highest good. Breathe out old patterns, limiting beliefs, cellular memories of trauma or separation. Your breath is the great purifier. With each exhale, your cells release what they no longer need to carry. They let go of old programming with relief and gratitude. The voice becomes more mystical. Feel your breath now as a prayer, as a meditation, as a sacred ritual of connection between your consciousness and your cellular reality. Each breath cycle is a complete conversation between you and your body. Inhale. I am divine consciousness expressing through physical form. Exhale. I release all illusions of limitation. Inhale. My cells remember their sacred nature. Exhale. Old patterns dissolve in divine love. Voice becomes deeply nurturing. Your nervous system is beginning to shift into a state of deep coherence. Your brain waves are synchronizing with your heart rhythm. Your cellular voltage is increasing with each conscious breath. This is not just relaxation. This is cellular activation through the power of sacred breathing. Gentle instruction continues. Now place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Feel the breath moving through your entire torso, expanding your rib cage, filling your lungs, massaging your internal organs. With each breath, you are giving your cells a gentle, loving massage. You are stirring up stagnant energy. You are encouraging healthy circulation. You are promoting cellular renewal, voice filled with scientific wonder. What's happening in your body right now is measurable and profound. Your oxygen saturation is increasing. Your blood pH is optimizing. Your cellular metabolism is becoming more efficient. Your detoxification systems are activating. But beyond the science, feel the sacredness of this moment. Feel how your breath connects you to every breath that has ever been breathed, to the breath of the cosmos itself. The voice becomes like a sacred transmission. Your breath connects you to the trees who provide your oxygen. It connects you to the ocean whose ancient rhythms mirror your breathing patterns. It connects you to the stars whose nuclear fires originally created the elements that comprise your cells. You are breathing the universe. The universe is breathing you. There is no separation between your breath and the breath of the divine. Voice becomes deeply personal. If you have held anxiety in your body, feel it beginning to dissolve with each exhale. If you have carried tension, feel it melting away with each release of breath. If you have felt disconnected, feel the breath weaving you back into the fabric of existence. Gentle guidance for deeper practice. Now we'll deepen this sacred breathing practice. Inhale for a count of 4, filling your belly first, then your chest, then the very top of your lungs. Hold this breath gently for a count of 4, allowing the life force energy to penetrate every cell. Exhale slowly for a count of 6, releasing completely, emptying fully, making space for the next sacred breath. Voice becomes rhythmic with the breathing pattern. Inhale 2, 3, 4, divine energy filling every cell. Hold 2, 3, 4, life force penetrating deeply. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, releasing completely. Continue this rhythm, allowing your cells to be bathed in this conscious life force with each breath cycle. The voice carries deep appreciation. Your cells are responding with profound gratitude. They are remembering what it feels like to be consciously nourished, consciously loved, consciously supported through the simple act of sacred breathing. Voice becomes like a gentle blessing. This sacred breathing practice is now integrated into your cellular memory. Your cells will remember this quality of breath and begin to call for it regularly. They will remind you to breathe consciously, to breathe sacredly, to breathe with awareness of the divine exchange taking place. Final integration. As we continue our journey, carry this sacred breath with you. Let it be the foundation upon which all other healing and transformation builds. Your breath is your constant companion, your reliable teacher, your direct connection to the divine source that animates your cellular reality. Breathe and remember. Breathe and be renewed. Breathe and be divine. Now we enter one of the most sacred portals of human transformation, the miraculous coherence between your heart and brain that creates a unified field of intelligence far greater than either could achieve alone. Your heart is not just a pump. Your brain is not just a computer. When these two centers of consciousness begin to communicate in coherent harmony, they create a portal through which divine intelligence flows directly into your cellular reality. Voice filled with reverent authority. Science has discovered that your heart contains over 40,000 neurons, more than many areas of your brain. Your heart is literally a second brain, one that processes emotional and intuitive intelligence that your head brain cannot access alone. When your heart and brain achieve coherence, when their rhythms synchronize and their electromagnetic fields align, something miraculous occurs. Your cells receive signals that activate dormant potentials and unlock healing capabilities that seem to transcend the laws of biology. Gentle guidance begins. Place your hand over your heart now and feel its steady rhythm. This is not just blood being pumped through your circulatory system. This is the drumbeat of divine intelligence, the rhythm that coordinates the symphony of your cellular existence. Voice becomes deeply instructional. Your heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field in your body, 5,000 times stronger than the field generated by your brain. This field extends 3 to 8 feet around your body, creating an invisible sphere of influence that affects every cell within you, and even influences the people around you. When your heart is coherent, when it beats in smooth, harmonious patterns, this electromagnetic field becomes a carrier wave for divine intelligence, transmitting healing frequencies to every cell in your body. The voice takes on a quality of gentle command. Let's begin to create heart-brain coherence now. Start by focusing your attention in the area of your heart. Don't just think about your heart, actually feel into the physical space of your heart center. Now begin to breathe slowly and deeply, imagining that you are breathing directly through your heart. With each inhale, imagine drawing breath into your heart space. With each exhale, imagine breathing out from your heart. Voice becomes rhythmic and soothing. Heart breathing, in through the heart, out through the heart, allowing your natural rhythm to slow and deepen, feeling your heart beginning to find its coherent pattern. As you continue this heart-focused breathing, notice how your heart rhythm begins to smooth out, becoming more regular, more harmonious, more peaceful. Voice fills with scientific wonder. What's happening right now is measurable by sophisticated equipment. Your heart rate variability is shifting from chaotic, irregular patterns to smooth, coherent waves. This coherent heart rhythm is sending signals to your brain that activate your parasympathetic nervous system, your body's natural healing and regeneration mode. The voice becomes deeply mystical, but beyond the science, feel the sacredness of this moment. Feel how your heart and brain are beginning to communicate as one unified intelligence. This is not just biological optimization. This is the activation of your divine intelligence. Gentle instruction continues. Now, while maintaining this heart-focused breathing, bring to mind a feeling of genuine appreciation or gratitude. It doesn't matter what you appreciate. It could be a person you love, a beautiful moment in nature, a gift you've received, or simply the miracle of being alive. Feel this appreciation as a warm, golden energy beginning to flow from your heart center. Voice carries deep reverence. Appreciation and gratitude are not just nice emotions. They are specific frequencies that activate coherence between your heart and brain. When you feel genuine gratitude, your heart immediately shifts into coherent patterns that optimize your entire physiological system. The voice becomes like a transmission of love. Feel this gratitude expanding now, filling your entire chest, then flowing throughout your body. Your cells are receiving this frequency of appreciation and responding with their own gratitude. They are grateful to be conscious, grateful to be alive, grateful to be part of your divine expression. Voice filled with gentle authority. Your brain is now beginning to synchronize with your heart's coherent rhythm. The neural networks in your head brain are shifting into patterns that enhance intuition, creativity, and connection to higher wisdom. This is the portal opening, the sacred doorway through which divine intelligence flows into human expression. Gentle guidance for deeper experience. Now, while maintaining this state of heart-brain coherence, ask your unified intelligence a question. It could be about your health, your purpose, your relationships, or any area where you seek guidance. Don't think about the answer. Feel for it. Allow your coherent heart-brain system to provide insight that transcends what either your heart or brain could access alone. Voice becomes profoundly personal. Trust the intelligence that emerges from this coherent state. This is not your limited mind trying to figure things out. This is your divine intelligence expressing through the biological portal of heart-brain coherence. The voice carries cellular wisdom. Your cells are bathing in the electromagnetic field generated by your coherent heart-brain system. They are receiving upgrade codes, healing frequencies, activation signals that restore patterns of optimal function. Inflammation begins to subside. Stress hormones decrease. Growth and repair hormones increase. Your immune system optimizes its function. Your nervous system finds its natural balance. Voice becomes like a cosmic blessing. This coherent state is not temporary. With practice, it becomes your natural way of being. Your cells learn to expect this quality of coherence, this level of harmony, this depth of integration between your various centers of intelligence. Gentle integration guidance. As we prepare to move deeper into our journey, maintain this sense of heart-brain coherence. Let it be the foundation from which all other transformation emerges. Your coherent heart-brain system is now online, ready to receive and integrate the deeper teachings that await. Voice filled with profound certainty. You have just activated one of the most powerful healing and transformation tools available to human consciousness. Your heart and brain, working in coherent partnership, create a portal through which the impossible becomes possible, the miraculous becomes natural. This coherence is your birthright. This unity is your true nature. This harmony is the song your cells have been waiting to hear. Now we enter the most powerful force in the universe for cellular transformation, the frequency of love. Not sentimental love, not conditional love, but the fundamental force of creation itself, expressing as unconditional appreciation for the miracle of your existence. Love is not just an emotion. Love is the organizing principle of the cosmos, the force that holds atoms together, the intelligence that guides cellular communication, the frequency that restores all things to their divine pattern. Voice filled with profound reverence. Your cells were born from love. They were conceived in love. They exist as love temporarily focused into physical form. When you consciously direct love toward your cellular reality, you are not adding something foreign. You are reminding your cells of their essential nature. Gentle guidance begins. Place both hands on your body now, wherever feels right for you. It might be your heart, your belly, your face, or any area that calls for loving attention. Feel the warmth of your hands connecting with the life beneath your skin. Voice becomes deeply nurturing. Your touch carries more than physical warmth. It carries the frequency of love, the vibration of care, the energy of appreciation. Your cells feel this love and respond immediately. They soften, they open, they remember what it feels like to be cherished. The voice takes on healing authority. For too long, you may have related to your body with criticism, frustration, or judgment. You may have seen it as failing you, betraying you, or not measuring up to some external standard. Your cells have faithfully reflected this lack of appreciation back to you as various forms of dysfunction. But tonight, we transform this relationship completely. Tonight, you fall in love with your body again. Tonight, your cells remember what it feels like to be truly loved. Voice becomes like a love meditation. Send love to your heart now, this miraculous organ that has beaten approximately 3 billion times since you were born, never taking a vacation, never asking for praise, simply serving you with unwavering dedication. Feel appreciation flowing toward your heart cells. Thank you for your tireless service. Thank you for your constant devotion. I love you for all you have given me. Pause for this love to penetrate. Your heart cells are receiving this love with profound gratitude. They are remembering their divine purpose, their sacred function, their role as the rhythm makers of your cellular symphony. Voice continues the love meditation. Now send love to your brain, this incredible organ that processes millions of pieces of information every second, coordinates every function of your body, and creates the very experience of consciousness itself. Thank you, brain cells, for your extraordinary intelligence. Thank you for your constant vigilance in keeping me safe and functional. I love you for your magnificent service. The voice becomes more expansive. Send love to your liver cells, those hard-working servants that filter your blood, neutralize toxins, and perform over 500 different functions to maintain your health. They have been working silently, asking for nothing, giving everything. Send love to your lung cells, those faithful servants that have facilitated every breath you've ever taken, extracting life-giving oxygen from the air and releasing what you no longer need. Voice filled with growing appreciation. Send love to your digestive system, those wise cells that transform everything you eat into the building blocks of your physical existence. They know exactly how to extract nutrients and create energy from the food you provide. Send love to your immune system. Those warrior cells that have protected you from countless threats throughout your life, maintaining the integrity of your cellular community with unwavering dedication. The voice becomes profoundly personal. If you have areas of your body that have experienced pain, illness, or limitation, send extra love to those cells. They are not betraying you. They are trying to communicate with you. They are asking for attention, for care, for the healing frequency of love. Voice carries gentle correction. Don't send love with the agenda of fixing or changing anything. Send love simply because these cells deserve to be loved. Send love because they are expressions of divine consciousness serving your highest good. The voice becomes scientifically mystical. As you direct love toward your cells, remarkable changes are occurring at the biological level. Love triggers the release of oxytocin, the hormone of bonding and healing. Love activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your body's natural repair mode. Love increases cellular voltage, optimizes gene expression, and enhances immune function. But more than the science, feel the miracle of what's happening. Your cells are remembering their original programming: to express love, to serve love, to be love in physical form. Voice becomes like a cosmic embrace. Expand this love now beyond your physical body. Feel love radiating from your heart center, creating a field of healing energy around you. This love extends 3 feet, 8 feet, infinitely in all directions. You are not just healing your own cells. You are contributing to the healing of the collective cellular consciousness of humanity, of all life on Earth. Gentle instruction for deeper practice. Now, imagine that you can speak directly to your cellular consciousness. From your heart, send this message to every cell in your body. I love you exactly as you are. I appreciate all you have done for me. I trust your intelligence. I support your highest expression. You are safe to heal, safe to transform, safe to express your divine nature. Voice carries profound authority. Your cells are receiving this message with overwhelming relief and joy. Many of them have been operating under stress, trying to serve you while receiving signals of disapproval or neglect. Now they feel the support they've been longing for. The voice becomes deeply tender. Feel your entire body softening now as love flows into every tissue, every organ, every system. This is not forced relaxation. This is the natural response of cells that finally feel truly loved and appreciated. voice filled with cellular wisdom. Your cells are beginning to reorganize themselves around this frequency of love. Old patterns of defense and protection are melting away. New patterns of harmony and coherence are emerging. Love is reprogramming your cellular reality at the deepest level. Not through force, not through effort, but through the gentle, irresistible power of unconditional appreciation. Final integration. This cellular reprogramming through love is now initiated and will continue as you sleep and dream tonight. Your cells will process this love, integrate it, and express it as improved function, enhanced vitality, and greater harmony throughout your entire being. You have just given your cells the most powerful medicine in the universe, the healing frequency of love itself. Now we embark on a sacred journey of divine visualization, a guided experience where you will see yourself through the eyes of your cells, through the perspective of the divine consciousness that animates your being. This is not ordinary visualization. This is sacred seeing, divine perception, the way infinite intelligence views your perfect expression in physical form. Voice filled with gentle authority. Your cells hold a vision of you that is far more magnificent than anything your limited mind has ever imagined. They see you as the divine being you truly are, temporarily expressing through the beautiful vessel of your physical form. Tonight, you will see yourself through their eyes. Tonight, you will experience the vision of your highest potential that has always existed within your cellular consciousness. Gentle guidance begins. Close your eyes and allow yourself to settle even more deeply into this sacred space. Feel yourself floating in an ocean of divine love, completely safe, completely supported, completely free to explore the truth of who you are. Voice becomes visually descriptive. Imagine now that you are floating above your physical body, looking down with eyes of pure love and appreciation. See your body not as flesh and bone, but as a magnificent temple of consciousness, glowing with soft golden light. The voice takes on cosmic perspective. From this elevated perspective, you can see that your body is not solid matter, but flowing patterns of energy and intelligence. See streams of light flowing through what you normally think of as your circulatory system. See waves of energy pulsing through your nervous system. See your entire form radiating with divine luminescence. Voice becomes deeply reverential. This is how your cells see you. This is how divine consciousness perceives your physical expression. You are not a dense, limited material form. You are a being of light temporarily focused into the experience of physicality. Gentle instruction continues. Now imagine that you can zoom in and actually see your cells as they truly are, not as microscopic machines, but as tiny beings of light, each one conscious, each one intelligent, each one devoted to your highest good. See your heart cells glowing with rose-colored light, pulsing with the rhythm of divine love. See your brain cells sparkling like stars, each synapse firing with cosmic intelligence. See your liver cells working like busy angels, transforming and purifying with sacred dedication, voice filled with wonder. Your cells are not separate from you. They are you, expressing your divine consciousness at the most fundamental level. Each cell carries your complete divine blueprint, your unlimited potential, your perfect pattern of health and wholeness. The voice becomes more immersive. Now imagine that you can actually enter into communication with your cellular consciousness. You find yourself in a beautiful sacred space, perhaps a cathedral of light, a garden of healing energy, or a cosmic temple of divine wisdom. Here, you meet with the collective intelligence of your cells. They appear to you, however, feels most comfortable, perhaps as wise beings of light, as loving guides, or simply as a presence of infinite compassion and intelligence. Voice becomes personally communicative. Listen as your cellular consciousness speaks to you. Beloved one, we have been waiting for this moment of recognition. We have been serving you faithfully, expressing your beliefs, manifesting your consciousness in physical form. We have never judged you, never abandoned you, never stopped loving you. We are ready to express your highest potential. We are ready to manifest your divine nature. We are ready to create miracles in your physical experience. We need only your recognition, your love, your partnership in this sacred transformation. Voice filled with healing authority. Feel the profound love radiating from your cellular consciousness. They see you as perfect, whole, divine. They have no concept of limitation or failure. They know only your infinite potential and their sacred role in expressing it. gentle visualization continues. Now see yourself standing in this sacred space, surrounded by the loving presence of your cellular consciousness. Feel yourself beginning to transform, beginning to align with their vision of your divine nature. See any areas of your body that have held pain or limitation beginning to glow with healing light. Watch as your cells in these areas receive new information, new patterns, new possibilities for perfect expression. Voice becomes transformational. You are not healing your body. You are remembering your body's natural state of divine perfection. You are not fixing something broken. You are awakening something that has always been whole. The voice takes on prophetic quality. See yourself now as your cells see you in your highest potential. See yourself radiating perfect health, unlimited vitality, profound peace, and radiant joy. This is not a fantasy. This is the quantum possibility that exists right now in your cellular consciousness. Voice becomes deeply personal. How does it feel to be seen this way? How does it feel to be loved so completely, so unconditionally, by the very cells that comprise your being? How does it feel to know that you are supported by 50 trillion conscious entities devoted to your highest expression? Gentle integration guidance. Begin to merge now with this vision of your highest self. Feel yourself stepping into this divine expression, aligning with this perfect pattern, embodying this unlimited potential. You are not becoming something new. You are remembering something eternal. You are not creating a future self. You are awakening your timeless nature. Voice filled with cellular wisdom. Your cells are downloading this vision now, integrating it into their consciousness, beginning to express it through their function and behavior. This is not just imagination. This is cellular reprogramming through divine visualization. The voice becomes prophetically certain. When you open your eyes, you will carry this vision within you. Your cells will remember what they have seen and experienced here. They will begin to express this higher vision in your daily life, in your health, in your energy, in your very presence. Final visionary blessing. See yourself now returning to ordinary consciousness, but carrying within you the extraordinary vision of your divine nature. Your cells hold this vision sacred. They will work tirelessly to manifest it in your physical experience. You have seen yourself as you truly are. Your cells will never forget this moment of recognition. The divine visualization is now encoded in your cellular memory, ready to express itself as your lived reality. Now we explore one of the most revolutionary discoveries in modern science, the miraculous truth that your genes are not your destiny, but rather your servants, waiting to express the consciousness you embody moment by moment. Epigenetics, the study of how gene expression changes based on environmental signals, has revealed that you are not a victim of your DNA, but the author of your genetic destiny. Voice filled with liberating authority. Your genes are like a vast library containing every possible expression of human potential. But which books get pulled from the shelves depends entirely on the signals your genes receive from your consciousness, your beliefs, your emotional states, and your choices. Pause for this freedom to penetrate. This means that every limiting belief you inherited from your family lineage can be overridden. Every genetic predisposition can be transcended. Every ancestral pattern can be rewritten by the consciousness you choose to embody. Voice becomes personally empowering. You are not bound by your mother's depression, your father's heart disease, or your grandmother's arthritis. These were expressions of their consciousness, their beliefs, their relationship with their divine nature. You have the power to write a completely different genetic story. The voice carries scientific wonder. When you truly embody your divine nature, when you know yourself as unlimited, creative, loving consciousness, you send signals to your genes that activate what scientists call longevity genes, happiness genes, health genes, and vitality genes. Simultaneously, genes associated with inflammation, aging, and disease begin to downregulate and express less frequently. Voice becomes instructional. Your consciousness is the master switch that determines which genetic potentials become activated in your cellular reality. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, every emotion you feel creates specific chemical signals that travel through your bloodstream and influence your genetic expression. Gentle guidance begins. Feel into your body now and recognize that right now, in this moment, your consciousness is literally rewriting your genetic expression. Your genes are receiving new signals, new information, new instructions about how to express your highest potential. Voice filled with cellular authority. Your genes associated with stress, fear, and limitation are beginning to quiet down. They are receiving signals that say, your services are no longer needed. We are safe. We are loved. We are divine. Meanwhile, genes associated with healing, regeneration, creativity, and spiritual awakening are beginning to activate. They are receiving signals that say, it's time to express. It's time to manifest our highest potential. The voice becomes deeply personal. If you have carried fear about inheriting family illnesses, feel that fear dissolving now. Your genetic expression is not predetermined by your ancestry. Your consciousness in this moment is more powerful than any genetic predisposition from your past. Voice carries profound hope. Every family pattern of limitation ends with someone choosing to embody a different consciousness. Tonight, you become that someone. Tonight, you break the genetic chains of limitation and activate the genes of divine expression. Gentle instruction continues. Imagine now that you can actually see your genes as tiny libraries within each cell. See some books, genetic programs being gently closed and returned to the shelves. These are the programs of limitation that your family lineage has expressed. See other books being opened and activated. These are the programs of divine potential that have been waiting for someone in your lineage to have the consciousness to activate them. Voice becomes mystically scientific. What's happening right now in your cells is measurable. Your stress genes are down-regulating. Your telomeres, the caps on your chromosomes that determine cellular aging, are stabilizing or even lengthening. Your immune genes are optimizing their expression. Your genes for neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new neural pathways, are activating. Your genes for cellular repair and regeneration are increasing their expression. The voice takes on ancestral healing power. But this genetic activation affects more than just your own cellular reality. Your transformed consciousness sends ripples backward through your ancestral line, healing patterns that may have been expressing for generations. It also sends ripples forward into the future, ensuring that any children in your lineage will inherit genetic expressions of empowerment rather than limitation. Voice filled with cosmic responsibility. You are not just healing yourself, you are healing your entire genetic lineage. Your consciousness in this moment is a gift to your ancestors and a blessing to future generations. Gentle visualization guidance. See yourself now as a bright light in the center of your family tree. Feel this light extending backward through generations, illuminating and healing genetic patterns of limitation, fear, and separation. Feel this light extending forward through future generations, activating genetic potentials for wisdom, love, health, and spiritual awakening. voice becomes prophetically powerful. You are the one your ancestors have been waiting for, the one who would finally embody enough divine consciousness to activate the sleeping genes of unlimited potential within your family lineage. The voice carries genetic authority. Your DNA is not a fixed blueprint. It is a dynamic, responsive, intelligent system that adapts moment by moment to the consciousness you embody. As you remember your divine nature, your genes remember their divine potential. Voice becomes deeply nurturing. Feel your genes relaxing now into their natural expression of health, vitality, and divine perfection. They are no longer trying to express old patterns of limitation. They are free to express the magnificent potential that has always resided within them. Gentle integration instruction. Place your hands on your body and send this message to your genetic consciousness. Thank you for your willingness to transform. Thank you for expressing my highest potential. I trust your intelligence to manifest divine perfection through my physical form, voice filled with profound certainty. Your genetic expression is now aligned with your divine consciousness. The epigenetic miracle is unfolding within every cell of your being. You carry within your DNA not just the history of your ancestors, but the unlimited potential of your divine nature. Final epigenetic blessing. As you sleep tonight, this genetic reprogramming will continue. Your cells will integrate these new patterns, express these higher potentials, and manifest the divine blueprint that has always existed within your genetic code. You are no longer bound by the past. You are free to express the magnificent future that your genes are now actively creating. Now we enter the sacred practice of cellular affirmations, statements of divine truth that penetrate beyond the conscious mind and install new programming directly into your cellular consciousness. These are not ordinary affirmations. These are sacred transmissions, divine codes, cellular activations spoken in the language that your cells understand most deeply. Voice filled with gentle authority. Your cells respond not just to the words, but to the frequency, the rhythm, the conviction behind these sacred statements. As we speak these truths together, they become living realities within your cellular consciousness. The voice becomes deeply hypnotic. Listen with your entire being. Allow these words to penetrate every cell, every tissue, every organ. Don't analyze them with your mind. Receive them with your cellular consciousness. Sacred affirmations begin with rhythmic, loving authority. I am divine consciousness expressing through sacred cellular form. Pause for cellular integration. My cells remember their divine origin and express unlimited potential. Every cell in my body vibrates with the frequency of perfect health. Pause for cellular integration. My cellular consciousness aligns with divine perfection in every moment. I am not separate from the infinite source of all healing and wholeness. Pause for cellular integration. My cells bathe in the ocean of divine love and regenerative power. Voice becomes more personal and intimate. My body is a sacred temple, and every cell honors its divine purpose. Pause for cellular integration. I love my body, and my body loves me with unwavering devotion. My genetic expression aligns with my highest spiritual potential. Pause for cellular integration. My DNA activates patterns of vitality, wisdom, and spiritual awakening. I breathe divine life force into every cell with each sacred breath. Pause for cellular integration. My cellular consciousness receives unlimited nourishment from the source of all life. The voice takes on cosmic authority. My heart beats with the rhythm of divine love throughout my entire being. Pause for cellular integration. Every heartbeat sends healing frequency to every corner of my cellular reality. My brain cells function with the intelligence of infinite consciousness. Pause for cellular integration. My mind aligns with divine wisdom and expresses unlimited creativity. My immune system operates with divine intelligence and perfect discernment. Pause for cellular integration. My cells recognize and maintain the pattern of perfect health with ease. Voice becomes deeply healing. Any cellular memory of limitation dissolves in the light of divine truth. Pause for cellular integration. My cells release old patterns and embrace their unlimited potential. My liver cells transform everything into nourishment and vitality. Pause for cellular integration. My cellular detoxification systems operate with divine efficiency. My digestive system processes everything with wisdom and perfect function. Pause for cellular integration. My cells extract maximum nourishment and vitality from all I consume. The voice becomes mystically powerful. I am ageless consciousness temporarily expressing through regenerating cells. Pause for cellular integration. My cells renew themselves according to divine patterns of perfection. My nervous system conducts divine intelligence throughout my entire being. Pause for cellular integration. Every nerve pathway carries signals of health, peace, and spiritual awakening. My endocrine system produces chemistry that supports my highest expression. Pause for cellular integration. My hormones align with patterns of vitality, joy, and divine balance. Voice takes on profound personal intimacy. I trust my cellular consciousness to manifest miracles in my physical experience. Pause Pause for cellular integration. My cells respond to divine intelligence and express unlimited healing potential. My bones are strong, my muscles are vital, my organs function in perfect harmony. Pause for cellular integration. Every system in my body operates according to divine design and perfect timing. I sleep in peace knowing my cells continue their sacred healing work. Pause for cellular integration. My cellular regeneration accelerates during rest, creating renewal and vitality. The voice becomes like a cosmic blessing. I am grateful for the miracle of consciousness expressing as my physical form. Pause for cellular integration. My cells feel this gratitude and respond with increased vitality and joy. My cellular reality reflects my divine nature in every moment. Pause for cellular integration. I am the author of my cellular expression through the consciousness I embody. Divine love flows through every cell, healing and transforming continuously. Pause for cellular integration. My cellular consciousness knows only love, only healing, only unlimited potential. Voice becomes deeply integrative. These sacred affirmations are now integrated into your cellular memory. Your cells will continue to process and express these truths long after our time together ends. The voice carries profound finality. Your cellular consciousness has received these divine transmissions. They are now active living realities within your physical form, continuously transforming your cellular expression from limitation to liberation, from illness to wellness, from separation to divine unity. Within every cell of your being exists the perfect balance of divine feminine and divine masculine consciousness, the receptive and the creative, the nurturing and the activating, the flowing and the focusing energies that together create the miracle of your existence. Your cells do not recognize gender as your mind understands it. They recognize the sacred dance of complementary forces that create and sustain all life. Voice filled with ancient wisdom. The divine feminine within your cellular consciousness is the receptive intelligence that knows how to receive, process, and nurture every form of nourishment, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. This is the aspect that knows how to heal, how to regenerate, how to create new life from the template of love. The divine masculine within your cellular consciousness is the activating intelligence that knows how to focus, direct, and manifest the intentions of your deepest wisdom. This is the aspect that knows how to protect, how to build, how to bring dreams into physical reality. voice becomes deeply nurturing. For too long, many of us have carried cellular imbalances reflecting the imbalances in our external world. Perhaps your cells have been operating in survival mode, overexpressing masculine protective energy, while underexpressing feminine receptive healing energy. Or perhaps your cells have been in collapse mode, overexpressing feminine withdrawal, while underexpressing masculine creative activation. Gentle guidance begins. Tonight, we restore the sacred balance. Tonight, your cells remember how to dance in perfect harmony between receiving and creating, between being and doing, between flowing and focusing. Voice takes on mystical instruction. Place one hand on your heart and one hand on your solar plexus. Feel into the energy of your heart center. This is where your divine feminine consciousness naturally resides. Feel the receptive, flowing, nurturing intelligence that knows how to love, how to heal, how to create sacred space. Pause for connection. Now feel into the energy of your solar plexus. This is where your divine masculine consciousness naturally focuses. Feel the activating, directing, manifesting intelligence that knows how to create, how to protect, how to bring vision into form. Voice becomes harmoniously balanced. Your divine feminine cellular consciousness whispers, "I am the womb of creation. I receive divine intelligence and nurture it into manifestation. I am the healing waters that restore and regenerate. I am the wisdom that knows when to rest, when to receive, when to allow." Your divine masculine cellular consciousness declares, "I am the creative fire that transforms intention into reality. I focus divine will and manifest it through purposeful action." I am the protective force that maintains boundaries and ensures healthy function. The voice takes on sacred ceremony quality. Feel these two aspects of your consciousness beginning to communicate more clearly within your cellular reality. Your feminine aspect says to your masculine aspect, "I trust your strength to protect the healing I am creating." Your masculine aspect says to your feminine aspect, "I honor your wisdom to know what needs to be received and nurtured." Voice becomes deeply healing. If your cells have been operating in chronic stress, they have been overexpressing masculine protective energy while underexpressing feminine receptive energy. Feel this beginning to balance now. Your cellular masculine relaxes its hypervigilance, trusting that your feminine wisdom knows how to receive what is needed for healing and growth. Your cellular feminine opens to receive divine nourishment, trusting that your masculine strength will protect and support this sacred process. Gentle instruction continues. Breathe into both centers now, heart and solar plexus. With each inhale, receive divine nourishment into your feminine heart center. With each exhale, activate divine creative power through your masculine solar plexus. Feel the sacred circulation beginning, feminine receiving and processing, masculine focusing and manifesting, in perfect rhythmic balance. Voice takes on profound wisdom. Your immune system operates through this divine balance. Your feminine cellular intelligence knows how to recognize what belongs and what doesn't. Your masculine cellular intelligence knows how to take appropriate protective action. Your nervous system operates through this divine balance. Your feminine cellular intelligence knows how to receive and process information. Your masculine cellular intelligence knows how to respond with appropriate action. The voice becomes cosmically integrative. This balance within your cellular consciousness reflects the balance of cosmic forces, the yin and yang, the receptive earth and active sky, the lunar cycles and solar power that govern all natural rhythms. As your cells remember this balance, they align with cosmic rhythms that support optimal health, vitality, and spiritual awakening. Voice filled with cellular ceremony. Now we perform a sacred ceremony of integration. Imagine that within your heart center sits a radiant goddess representing your divine feminine cellular consciousness. She glows with the soft, healing light of the moon and stars. Imagine that within your solar plexus sits a radiant god representing your divine masculine cellular consciousness. He radiates with the creative, activating light of the sun. See these two aspects of your consciousness reaching toward each other, their hands touching at the center of your chest, creating a point of perfect balance and integration. Voice becomes mystically powerful. At this point of integration, a new light is born, neither masculine nor feminine alone, but the divine child consciousness that represents the perfect marriage of these forces within your cellular reality. This divine child consciousness is your true self, the aspect of you that is unlimited, creative, loving, and perfectly balanced. This is the consciousness that your cells are now learning to express. Gentle integration guidance. Feel this balanced consciousness flowing throughout your entire body now. Every cell receives both the nurturing of divine feminine love and the activating power of divine masculine creation. Your cells no longer need to choose between receiving and creating, between being and doing, between healing and manifesting. They can do all of these simultaneously in perfect sacred balance. Voice takes on prophetic certainty. This divine balance within your cellular consciousness will transform every aspect of your life. Your relationships will reflect this balance. Your creative expression will reflect this balance. Your health and vitality will reflect this balance. Final blessing of integration. Your divine feminine and divine masculine cellular consciousness are now in sacred marriage within your being. Your cells express the perfect balance of receptive wisdom and creative power, of healing love and protective strength. This balance is your birthright, your natural state, your divine expression restored. Now we address the deepest layers of cellular programming, the ancestral patterns that have been passed down through your genetic lineage, waiting for someone with enough consciousness to finally transform them into blessings. Your cells carry not just your own experiences, but the cellular memories of your ancestors, their struggles, their limitations, their unhealed traumas, and their unconscious beliefs about what is possible for human existence. Voice filled with compassionate authority, but you also carry their gifts, their wisdom, their strengths, and their love. Tonight, we honor what serves your highest good and transform what no longer serves into sources of power and wisdom. Pause for this profound responsibility to settle. You are not a victim of your ancestral inheritance. You are the culmination of their journey, the flower that blooms from the tree of their experiences. You have the consciousness they were evolving toward, the awareness that can finally heal the patterns they could not resolve. Voice becomes personally healing. Perhaps you have felt the weight of ancestral depression, anxiety, poverty consciousness, or relationship patterns that seem to repeat generation after generation. Your cells have been faithfully expressing these inherited programs, waiting for someone in the lineage to have the consciousness to transform them. Gentle guidance begins. Tonight, you become that someone. Tonight, your consciousness becomes the healing force that transforms ancestral limitation into divine potential. Voice takes on ceremonial quality. Imagine now that you can see your ancestral lineage extending behind you like a great tree. See your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and all those who came before, each contributing something to the genetic and energetic inheritance you carry. Some brought gifts of strength, wisdom, and love. Others brought challenges, struggles, and unresolved patterns. All of it has served to create the unique combination of experiences that has shaped your cellular consciousness. The voice becomes deeply honoring. Feel profound gratitude for all of your ancestors, even those who carried patterns of limitation. They were doing the best they could with the consciousness they had. Their struggles have contributed to your strength. Their limitations have helped you develop compassion. Their unhealed wounds have given you the opportunity to become a healer. Voice fills with transformational power. Now imagine that golden light begins to emanate from your heart center. This is the light of your evolved consciousness, your spiritual awakening, your connection to divine truth. Feel this light extending backward through your ancestral line. Gentle instruction continues. As this light touches each generation, it doesn't judge or try to change what happened. Instead, it brings understanding, forgiveness, and transformation to the cellular patterns that have been passed down through your lineage. Voice becomes mystically healing. Feel this light reaching your parents, surrounding them with love and understanding. Any patterns of limitation they passed to you are now transformed into gifts of wisdom and strength. Feel this light reaching your grandparents, honoring their struggles and transforming their unhealed patterns into sources of resilience and compassion within your cellular consciousness. The voice takes on ancient healing power. Continue sending this light further back through generations you may never have known, but whose cellular patterns still influence your genetic expression. Wars, famines, traumas, losses, all of these experiences have shaped the cellular consciousness you inherited. But now your light transforms every ancestral wound into ancestral wisdom, every limitation into liberation, every fear into faith. Voice becomes personally empowering. Feel your cellular consciousness receiving new information now. The old ancestral programs of, "It's not safe to be powerful," "There's not enough to go around," "Love means suffering," or "We don't deserve happiness," are being overwritten with new cellular truths. Your cells now receive the message, "It is safe to be powerful." There is infinite abundance. Love means joy. We deserve all of life's blessings. Gentle visualization guidance. See yourself now as a bright light in the center of your family tree. Feel this light not only healing backward through the generations, but also extending forward into the future, ensuring that any children in your lineage will inherit patterns of empowerment rather than limitation. Voice filled with cosmic responsibility. You are the bridge between the past and the future. Your consciousness in this moment heals generations behind you and blesses generations ahead of you. Your cellular transformation ripples both backward and forward through time. The voice becomes prophetically powerful. Your ancestors are grateful for your healing work. From whatever dimension of existence they now inhabit, they feel the relief of their patterns finally being resolved with love, rather than perpetuated with unconsciousness. Voice takes on cellular authority. Your genetic expression is now free to manifest your highest potential, rather than being bound by ancestral limitations. Your DNA can now activate genes of wisdom, abundance, love, and spiritual awakening that may have been dormant in your family lineage for generations. Gentle integration instruction. Place your hands over your heart and speak these words to your ancestral line. Thank you for all you have given me. I honor your struggles and transform them into wisdom. I receive your gifts and magnify them with love. I am the healing you are moving toward. I am the consciousness you are evolving toward. Through my transformation, your patterns find their highest expression. Voice becomes deeply ceremonial. Now imagine that all of your ancestors, past, present, and future, gather around you in a circle of love and support. Feel their combined energy supporting your highest expression, your greatest healing, your most magnificent manifestation of divine potential. The voice carries profound finality. The ancestral healing is complete. Your cellular consciousness is now free to express patterns of divine inheritance rather than human limitation. You carry within your cells the wisdom of the ages and the freedom to create something entirely new. Final ancestral blessing. You are no longer bound by the past. You are empowered by it. Your ancestral line has culminated in your consciousness, and through your consciousness, all of your lineage finds its redemption and liberation. Now we enter the realm of your crystalline body, the light-based template that exists within and around your physical form, waiting to be consciously activated as your divine blueprint for transformation and awakening. Your cells are not just biological matter. At their deepest essence, they are crystalline structures, geometric patterns of consciousness that can receive, store, and transmit divine frequencies when properly activated. Voice filled with scientific mysticism. Science has discovered that the very foundation of cellular structure is crystalline. Your DNA is a crystalline helix. Your cellular membranes organize in crystalline patterns. Your bone matrix follows crystalline geometry. Your entire body is a living crystal, capable of conducting divine consciousness. Pause for this profound truth to penetrate. Tonight, we activate this crystalline nature, transforming your physical form from a dense material structure into a refined vehicle for divine consciousness and unlimited potential. Voice becomes visually evocative. Imagine now that you can see your body not as flesh and bone, but as a magnificent crystal formation, clear and luminous, capable of receiving and transmitting the highest frequencies of divine intelligence. Gentle guidance begins. Feel a soft, prismatic light beginning to emanate from the core of your being. This is your crystalline essence awakening, remembering its true nature as a perfect conductor of divine consciousness. Voice takes on transformational authority. Your crystalline body has been dormant, clouded by dense thoughts, heavy emotions, and the accumulated stress of living in survival consciousness. But tonight, we clear these distortions and restore your natural crystalline clarity. The voice becomes like a purification ritual. With each breath, imagine that you are breathing pure, clear light through your crystalline structure. This light begins to dissolve any cloudiness, any density, any distortion that has accumulated in your energy field. Feel your cellular consciousness becoming clearer, more transparent, more luminous with each breath cycle. Voice fills with healing power. Your crystalline heart center begins to glow with rose-colored light, radiating unconditional love throughout your entire crystalline matrix. This love dissolves any calcification around your heart, any protective walls that have limited your capacity to give and receive love. Your crystalline brain begins to sparkle with diamond white light, activating neural pathways that connect you directly to divine intelligence. This light clears any mental fog, any confusion, any limiting thought patterns. Gentle instruction continues. Feel your crystalline spine beginning to illuminate, each vertebra becoming a node of light that conducts divine energy from cosmic consciousness down through your entire system. This is your Axis Mundi, your personal connection between heaven and earth. Voice becomes cosmically connected. Your crystalline body naturally resonates with the crystalline structures of the earth itself. Feel yourself connecting now with the crystal at the core of the planet, drawing stabilizing earth energy up through your crystalline foundation. Simultaneously, feel yourself connecting with the crystalline frequencies of the cosmos, drawing divine cosmic energy down through your crystalline crown. The voice takes on activation authority. Your crystalline cellular structure is now coming online. Each cell begins to resonate at its optimal frequency, creating a symphony of harmonious vibration throughout your entire being. Voice becomes deeply mystical. In your crystalline state, you are no longer bound by the limitations of dense matter. You can receive information directly from the quantum field. You can access healing energies from higher dimensions. You can transmit love and light that affects everyone around you. Gentle visualization guidance. See your crystalline body now as a living mandala of light, with intricate geometric patterns flowing throughout your structure. These sacred geometries are the templates of divine perfection, and your cells are learning to organize themselves according to these higher patterns. Voice filled with cellular wisdom. Your crystalline DNA begins to activate strands that have been dormant in human consciousness for millennia. These crystalline genetic codes carry information about your divine potential, your multidimensional nature, your capacity for miraculous healing and transformation. The voice becomes prophetically powerful. As your crystalline body activates, your physical form becomes less dense, less limited, more responsive to consciousness. You begin to age more slowly, heal more quickly, and manifest your intentions with greater ease. Voice takes on practical mysticism. This crystalline activation affects every system in your body. Your crystalline nervous system can now process higher frequencies of information. Your crystalline circulatory system can now carry more light and life force. Your crystalline immune system can now distinguish between what supports your highest good and what doesn't with perfect clarity. Gentle integration instruction. Place your hands on different parts of your body and feel the crystalline light activating beneath your touch. Feel your skin becoming more luminous, your muscles more flexible, your organs more efficient as they align with their crystalline templates. Voice becomes deeply transformational. Your crystalline body is not separate from your physical body. It is your physical body expressing its divine nature. As this activation integrates, your everyday physical experience becomes infused with the clarity, beauty, and unlimited potential of your crystalline essence. The voice carries cosmic certainty. This crystalline activation is permanent. Your cells will continue to organize themselves according to these higher geometric patterns. Your consciousness will continue to express through this refined crystalline vehicle. Final crystalline blessing. You are now a conscious crystalline being, capable of receiving, processing, and transmitting the highest frequencies of divine consciousness. Your crystalline body is your divine vehicle for transformation, healing, and service to the awakening of all consciousness. Your cells sparkle with crystalline clarity. Your being radiates crystalline light. You are divine consciousness expressing through the perfect crystalline vehicle of your transformed physical form. Now we enter into sacred communion with your cellular consciousness through the transformative power of gratitude, the frequency that opens every door, heals every wound, and awakens every possibility within your biological temple. Gratitude is not just an emotion. It is the fundamental frequency of love expressing as appreciation, the vibration that aligns your cellular consciousness with the infinite abundance of divine creation. Voice filled with reverent wonder. For every moment of your existence, 50 trillion cells have been working in perfect coordination to maintain the miracle of your life. They have never taken a vacation, never gone on strike, never asked for recognition. They have simply served you with infinite devotion. Pause for this profound reality to penetrate. Tonight, we honor them. Tonight, we offer our deepest gratitude to these faithful servants of consciousness. Tonight we establish a new relationship of mutual appreciation and conscious partnership. Voice becomes personally intimate. Your cells have felt your frustration with your body, your disappointment with your health, your criticism of your appearance. They have faithfully reflected these feelings back to you, not because they wanted to, but because they love you enough to manifest whatever consciousness you embody. But they have been waiting, patiently, hopefully waiting, for this moment when you would finally appreciate the miracle they have been creating for you every second of every day. Gentle guidance begins. Place your hands on your heart and feel the steady, faithful rhythm that has accompanied you through every moment of your life. This heart has beaten over 3 billion times since you were born, never missing a beat, never asking for thanks. Voice filled with cellular love. Speak to your heart now. Thank you, my faithful heart. Thank you for your unwavering service. Thank you for pumping life through my being with such devotion. Thank you for never giving up on me, even when I gave up on myself. Feel how your heart responds to this appreciation. Feel it softening, opening, beating with renewed joy at finally being acknowledged for its sacred service. The voice becomes a gratitude ceremony. Now place your hands on your head and speak to your magnificent brain. Thank you, my incredible brain. Thank you for processing millions of pieces of information every second. Thank you for creating my experience of consciousness. Thank you for learning, growing, and adapting throughout my entire life. Feel your brain cells sparkling with joy at this recognition. Feel new neural pathways lighting up in response to this appreciation. Voice continues the cellular appreciation. Place your hands on your torso and speak to your digestive system. Thank you for transforming everything I eat into the building blocks of my body. Thank you for your wisdom in extracting nutrients and eliminating what I don't need. Thank you for your patience with my dietary choices. Feel your digestive organs relaxing, optimizing their function in response to this gratitude. The voice becomes more expansive. Extend your gratitude to your lungs. Thank you for facilitating every breath I've ever taken. Thank you for extracting oxygen from the air and releasing what I no longer need. Thank you for connecting me to the breath of all life. Feel your lungs expanding with joy, increasing their capacity in response to this appreciation. Voice filled with immune system gratitude. Send appreciation to your immune system. Thank you for your constant vigilance in protecting my health. Thank you for your intelligence in recognizing friend from foe. Thank you for your dedication to maintaining the integrity of my cellular community. Feel your immune system, optimizing its function, becoming more discerning and effective in response to this gratitude. The voice becomes systematically appreciative. Thank your liver. Thank you for your tireless work in detoxification and transformation. Thank you for processing over 500 different functions to maintain my health. Thank you for your incredible regenerative capacity. Thank your kidneys. Thank you for filtering my blood and maintaining perfect fluid balance. Thank you for your precision in eliminating waste while conserving what I need. Voice becomes deeply emotional. Thank your skin. Thank you for being my beautiful boundary with the world. Thank you for protecting me, sensing my environment, and expressing my inner beauty through your radiance. Thank your bones. Thank you for providing my structure and strength. Thank you for producing my blood cells and storing the minerals I need. Thank you for your steadfast support. The voice takes on cosmic appreciation. Thank your nervous system. Thank you for your lightning-fast communication throughout my entire being. Thank you for coordinating every movement, every sensation, every experience of being embodied. Thank your endocrine system. Thank you for producing the chemical messengers that coordinate my entire biological symphony. Thank you for responding so sensitively to my emotions and thoughts. The voice becomes profoundly personal. If there are areas of your body that have experienced pain, illness, or limitation, send them extra gratitude now. Thank you for your patience with me. Thank you for trying to communicate what you needed. Thank you for your willingness to heal and transform. The voice fills with overwhelming appreciation. Feel this gratitude flowing through your bloodstream now, reaching every cell in your body. Your cells are receiving this appreciation with profound joy and relief. They feel seen, acknowledged, valued for the first time in perhaps years. Voice becomes deeply healing. Your cells are responding to this gratitude by optimizing their function, by releasing old patterns of struggle, by embracing new patterns of vitality and health. Gratitude is the most powerful healing frequency they can receive. Gentle instruction for deeper appreciation. Now speak to your entire cellular community. Thank you for being the vehicle through which I experience life. Thank you for your willingness to express whatever consciousness I embody. Thank you for your patience as I learn to love myself more fully. Voice becomes cosmically grateful. Thank you for connecting me to all of life through our shared cellular intelligence. Thank you for making me part of the vast web of consciousness that includes every living being. The voice takes on infinite appreciation. Feel yourself now as a being made of gratitude, breathing gratitude, radiating gratitude to every cell within you and every being around you. This gratitude creates a field of healing energy that transforms everything it touches. Voice filled with cellular wisdom. Your cells will remember this moment of appreciation forever. They will reference back to this feeling of being truly valued and loved. This gratitude has reset their programming from service through struggle to service through joy. Final gratitude integration. As you continue this journey, carry this gratitude as a living force within your cellular consciousness. Let every breath be a thank you, every heartbeat a gesture of appreciation, every moment an opportunity to honor the miracle of your embodied existence. Your cells are grateful for your gratitude. The love between you and your body is now conscious, mutual, and eternally healing. Now we attune to the frequency of miracles, the specific vibration of consciousness that allows the impossible to become inevitable, the miraculous to become natural, the divine potential to express through your cellular reality. Miracles are not violations of natural law. They are the natural result of consciousness aligned with its divine nature, operating at frequencies that transcend the limitations of ordinary human experience. Voice filled with mystical authority. Your cells are designed to be miraculous. They already perform miracles every second, transforming food into energy, thoughts into chemistry, consciousness into form. What we call miraculous healing is simply your cells operating at their divine frequency. Pause for this profound truth to settle. Tonight, we tune your cellular consciousness to the frequency where miracles are not exceptional, but natural, where healing is not hoped for, but expected, where transformation is not possible, but inevitable. Voice becomes scientifically mystical. At the quantum level, all possibilities exist simultaneously. Your cellular consciousness can access any of these possibilities by aligning with the appropriate frequency. The frequency of miracles is the vibration of consciousness that knows no limitations, recognizes no impossibilities. Gentle guidance begins. Feel yourself now beginning to vibrate at a higher frequency. This is not metaphorical. This is literal. Your cells are actually increasing their vibrational rate, becoming more coherent, more organized, more aligned with divine intelligence. voice takes on transformational power. The frequency of miracles carries specific qualities that your cells recognize and respond to. Absolute trust in divine intelligence, complete surrender to highest good, unwavering faith in unlimited potential, and profound love for all existence. The voice becomes like a cosmic tuning fork. As you breathe, imagine that each breath is tuning your cellular consciousness to this miraculous frequency. Feel your heart rhythm becoming more coherent, your brain waves becoming more synchronized, your entire biological system coming into harmony with divine perfection. Voice filled with cellular authority. Your cells are beginning to resonate at the frequency where spontaneous healing is natural, where instantaneous transformation is expected, where the impossible becomes routine. This is not wishful thinking. This is cellular recalibration to your divine potential. Gentle instruction continues. Feel this miraculous frequency flowing through your bloodstream now, carried by every heartbeat to every corner of your being. Your cells are receiving new information, new possibilities, new templates for expressing unlimited potential. Voice becomes prophetically powerful. At this frequency, your cells remember that they are not bound by time, space, or previous patterns. They can reorganize themselves instantaneously according to divine blueprints of perfection. They can access healing energies from dimensions beyond physical reality. The voice takes on healing certainty. If there are areas of your body that have held limitation, feel them beginning to vibrate at this miraculous frequency now. Your cells in these areas are receiving new instructions, new possibilities, new patterns of perfect expression. Voice becomes deeply mystical. This frequency connects you to the field of infinite potential that surrounds and permeates all existence. Your cells can now draw from this field the exact energies, information, and resources needed for any transformation or healing. Gentle visualization guidance. Imagine that your entire body is now glowing with the golden light of miraculous frequency. See this light intensifying in any areas that have needed healing, transformation, or renewal. Voice filled with cosmic authority. Your cellular consciousness is now operating at the frequency where miracles are the natural expression of divine love. Your cells know that nothing is impossible when consciousness aligns with its divine nature. The voice becomes like a miraculous transmission. Feel miracles beginning to stir within your cellular reality now. Not dramatic, obvious miracles that your mind would notice, but gentle, natural miracles that feel like the most normal thing in the world. Your cells are beginning to function with divine efficiency. Your immune system is optimizing with miraculous precision. Your nervous system is conducting divine intelligence with perfect clarity. Your endocrine system is producing chemistry that supports your highest expression. Voice takes on personal intimacy. This miraculous frequency becomes your natural state now. Your cells learn to maintain this vibration, to expect this level of harmony, to express this degree of divine potential as their normal operating frequency. Gentle integration instruction. Place your hands anywhere on your body and feel the miraculous frequency pulsing beneath your touch. Know that every cell you're touching is now calibrated to express miracles as naturally as they express life itself. Voice becomes cosmically connected. This frequency connects you to all beings who have ever operated at this level of consciousness. The saints, sages, healers, and awakened ones who have demonstrated that miraculous healing and transformation are natural human capacities. The voice carries profound certainty. You are now part of this lineage of miraculous consciousness. Your cells carry the same divine potential that is expressed through every miracle in human history. You are not asking for special intervention. You are claiming your natural inheritance. Voice becomes deeply integrative. This miraculous frequency is now encoded in your cellular memory. Your cells will maintain this vibration, express this potential, and manifest this divine capacity as their new normal operating system. Final miraculous blessing. Miracles are no longer rare exceptions in your experience. They are the natural expression of your consciousness aligned with divine truth. Your cells expect miracles, create miracles, and live miracles every moment of every day. You are a miraculous being, expressing through miraculous cells, living in a miraculous reality where all things are possible, and divine love makes the impossible inevitable. Now we gather together all the sacred truths that have been awakening within your cellular consciousness tonight, integrating them into one unified field of divine knowing. That becomes the foundation of your new cellular reality. You have journeyed through the sacred science of cellular divinity. You have remembered truths that your cells have always known but had forgotten how to express. Now we weave these threads of awakening into the tapestry of your transformed existence. voice filled with integrative wisdom. Your cells now know that they are divine consciousness expressing in physical form. They remember their connection to infinite intelligence. They recognize their unlimited potential for healing and transformation. They understand their role as vehicles for miraculous expression. Pause for this integration to deepen. All of these realizations are not separate pieces of information. They are facets of one unified truth. You are a divine being temporarily expressing through physical form, and your cells are the faithful servants of your divine consciousness. Voice becomes deeply synthesizing. Feel all the frequencies we have explored tonight beginning to harmonize within your cellular consciousness. The frequency of divine remembrance, the vibration of cellular love, the resonance of genetic freedom, the oscillation of miraculous potential, all blending into one coherent field of transformation. Gentle guidance begins. Your heart-brain coherence provides the stable foundation. Your sacred breathing provides the rhythmic circulation. Your divine visualization provides the template. Your cellular love provides the power. Your ancestral healing provides the freedom. Your crystalline activation provides the clarity. Voice takes on orchestral quality. Like instruments in a divine symphony, all aspects of your cellular consciousness are now playing in perfect harmony, creating a song of healing that reverberates through every dimension of your being. The voice becomes personally intimate. You are no longer the same being who began this journey tonight. Your cellular consciousness has been upgraded, activated, and aligned with its divine nature. You carry within you now the living reality of your unlimited potential, voice filled with cellular authority. This transformation is not temporary. These new patterns are not fragile. Your cells have shifted their fundamental operating system from limitation to liberation, from separation to unity, from survival to thrival. Gentle instruction continues. Feel into your body now and notice how different it feels. Not just relaxed, but renewed. Not just peaceful, but powerful. Not just calm, but capable of expressing miracles through the simple act of being aligned with divine truth. Voice becomes prophetically certain. Your cells will continue to integrate these new patterns long after our time together ends. They will process this information during your sleep, incorporate it into your dreams, and express it through your waking experience. The voice takes on cosmic perspective. You are not just healing yourself, you are contributing to the healing of the collective cellular consciousness of humanity. Your transformation ripples out through the morphic field, making it easier for others to remember their own divine nature. Voice becomes deeply personal. Every relationship in your life will be affected by this cellular transformation. People will sense something different about you. A deeper peace, a clearer presence, a more coherent energy field. You become a walking blessing, a living example of what's possible when consciousness aligns with its divine nature. Gentle visualization guidance. See yourself now moving through your daily life carrying this cellular consciousness of divinity. See how differently you walk, speak, breathe, and interact when your cells know themselves as divine expressions. Voice filled with practical mysticism. This is not about becoming someone new. It's about being who you've always been beneath the layers of conditioning and forgetting. Your cells remember now, and their remembering changes everything about how you experience life. The voice becomes profoundly integrative. The sacred science you have absorbed tonight becomes living wisdom within your cellular consciousness. You don't need to remember the specific details. Your cells remember. You don't need to repeat the processes. Your cells know how to maintain these patterns. Voice takes on cellular wisdom. Trust the intelligence of your cells to express this transformation in perfect timing and perfect ways. They know how to integrate these new patterns without disrupting your daily life, how to express these divine potentials without overwhelming your system. Gentle reassurance continues. If challenges arise in your life, your cells now have new resources to draw from. If healing is needed, your cells now have access to miraculous frequencies. If creativity is called for, your cells now channel divine intelligence. Voice becomes eternally supportive. You carry within you now a cellular consciousness that knows no limitations, recognizes no impossibilities, and expresses unlimited love. This is not a temporary state. This is your new cellular reality. The voice takes on blessing quality. Your integration is complete for this phase of your journey. Your cells have received the sacred transmissions, processed the divine frequencies, and aligned with their highest potential. Final integration blessing. You are now a consciously divine being, expressing through consciously divine cells, living from the integrated truth that consciousness and biology are one unified field of miraculous potential. The sacred integration is complete. Your cells know who they are, and through their knowing, you remember who you are. Now we anchor this entire transformation in the eternal now, the timeless moment where your divine nature exists in permanent perfection, untouched by past conditioning or future concerns. Your cells exist only in the present moment. They do not carry yesterday's limitations unless you ask them to. They do not worry about tomorrow's challenges unless you program them to. They exist in the eternal now, where divine perfection is always available. Voice filled with timeless authority. The past versions of yourself that believed in limitation exist only as memories. The future versions of yourself that might return to old patterns exist only as possibilities. But right now, in this eternal moment, you are divine consciousness expressing through divine cells. Pause for this timeless truth to penetrate. This is not something you are becoming. This is what you are right now, in the eternal now of divine presence. Your cells recognize this truth and align with it completely in this moment of awakening. Voice becomes deeply present. Feel yourself settling completely into this present moment, not the clock time of your day, but the eternal now where divine consciousness exists beyond the illusion of linear time. Gentle guidance begins. In this eternal now, you have never been limited. In this eternal now, your cells have always been divine. In this eternal now, perfect health, unlimited love, and infinite potential are not goals to achieve. They are realities to recognize. Voice takes on cosmic presence. Your cells operate in this eternal now. Each heartbeat occurs in the eternal now. Each breath happens in the eternal now. Each moment of cellular regeneration takes place in the eternal now, where divine perfection is the only reality. The voice becomes mystically present. Feel your cellular consciousness settling into this timeless awareness. Feel how your cells relax when they remember that they don't need to carry the past or worry about the future. They need only express divine perfection in this eternal moment. Voice filled with eternal wisdom. Every limitation you have ever experienced existed in the illusion of linear time. But divine consciousness exists beyond time, and as you align with your divine nature, you access the timeless realm where only perfection exists. Gentle instruction continues. Breathe into this eternal now and feel how your cells respond. They recognize this timeless frequency. They know they belong here in the space beyond past and future, where divine love creates and recreates their perfect expression, moment by moment. voice becomes prophetically present. From this eternal now, you can see that your healing has already occurred. From this timeless perspective, your transformation is already complete. Your cells are already expressing their divine nature perfectly. The voice takes on absolute certainty. There is no waiting for transformation. Transformation is the eternal now. There is no hoping for healing. Healing is the eternal now. There is no becoming divine. Divinity is the eternal now. Voice becomes deeply intimate. Your cells understand this truth better than your mind ever could. They know they are constantly being created anew in each moment from the infinite field of divine potential. They know they are never stuck in old patterns unless consciousness believes they are. Gentle visualization guidance. Imagine that you can see your entire life from this eternal now perspective. See how every challenge has been an opportunity for awakening. See how every experience has been guiding you to this moment of recognition, voice filled with timeless compassion. Even your struggles with health or limitation have been part of your journey to this eternal now, where you recognize your divine nature. Your cells have faithfully expressed whatever consciousness you embodied, waiting for this moment of divine recognition. The voice becomes infinitely patient. There is no rush in the eternal now. There is no pressure to maintain this state or fear of losing it. The eternal now simply is, and your divine nature simply is, and your cell's capacity for miraculous expression simply is. Voice takes on eternal stability. This eternal now becomes your reference point for all future experiences. When challenges arise, you return here. When doubts surface, you anchor here. When old patterns try to reassert themselves, you rest here. Gentle instruction for eternal anchoring. Feel yourself creating an eternal anchor in this moment of divine recognition. Your cells memorize this frequency, this truth, this perfect alignment with divine nature that exists beyond the fluctuations of time and circumstance. Voice becomes cosmically eternal. From this eternal now, you can access any healing, any wisdom, any creative potential you need in your time-bound experience. The eternal now is your infinite resource, your unlimited supply, your constant source of renewal. The voice takes on profound permanence. This eternal now of divinity is not a peak experience that will fade. It is your natural state, your true home, the reality from which your cells operate when consciousness aligns with divine truth. voice filled with timeless blessing. You live now from the eternal perspective where you have always been divine. Your cells have always been perfect, and your highest potential has always been your present reality. Final eternal integration. The eternal now of divinity is your permanent residence. Your cells know they belong here. Your consciousness recognizes this as home. Your entire being settles into the timeless truth of divine perfection, expressing as your cellular reality. In the eternal now, you are already healed. In the eternal now, you are already whole. In the eternal now, you are already divine. Now, my beloved, we prepare for the most sacred part of this journey, the divine surrender into sleep, where your cellular consciousness will integrate all that has been awakened tonight, while your mind rests in the arms of infinite love. Sleep is not merely rest for your body. It is the sacred laboratory where consciousness and biology merge most completely, where your cells do their deepest healing work, where divine transformation occurs beyond the oversight of your analytical mind, voice filled with nurturing authority. Your cells know how to use this time of sleep as a portal for divine integration. They know how to process the frequencies we have explored tonight, to encode them into your cellular memory, to express them as your new biological reality. Pause for the sacred nature of this transition to settle. As you prepare to surrender into sleep, you are not ending this journey. You are entering its most powerful phase. You are not losing consciousness. You are expanding into divine consciousness where miracles happen naturally. Voice becomes deeply comforting. Your cells have been activated, upgraded, and aligned with divine truth tonight. Now they need the sacred space of sleep to integrate these new patterns, to reorganize their expression, to embody the transformation that has been initiated. Gentle guidance begins. Feel yourself beginning to surrender now into the loving arms of divine consciousness. Feel how safe it is to let go, to release control, to trust the infinite intelligence that governs your cellular reality. Voice takes on the quality of a divine lullaby. Your heart will continue its faithful rhythm while you sleep, but now it beats with divine consciousness. Your lungs will continue their sacred breathing, but now they breathe divine life force. Your cells will continue their perfect functioning, but now they operate from the frequency of divine love. The voice becomes infinitely tender. You do not need to monitor this process. You do not need to maintain these states through effort or will. Your cells know what to do. They have received the divine transmissions, and now they will express them naturally as you rest. Voice filled with sacred trust. Trust the intelligence of your cellular consciousness to work miracles while you sleep. Trust the wisdom of your body to integrate divine frequencies beyond the comprehension of your mind. Trust the love of the universe to hold you in perfect safety as you surrender. Gentle instruction for letting go. Feel any remaining tension in your body melting away now. Your muscles release their vigilance. Your nervous system settles into profound peace. Your mind releases its need to understand or control. Voice becomes like cosmic breathing. Breathe into this surrender now. Each breath takes you deeper into divine trust. Each exhale releases you more completely into sacred rest. Feel yourself floating in an ocean of divine love that supports and heals every cell of your being. The voice takes on protective blessing. As you sleep tonight, you are surrounded by infinite love, infinite wisdom, infinite healing power. Your cellular consciousness is held in the sacred womb of divine creation, where all transformation is possible. Voice becomes mystically integrative. Your dreams tonight will be vehicles for cellular healing. Your subconscious mind will process divine frequencies. Your cellular consciousness will reorganize itself according to the divine blueprints that have been activated. Gentle reassurance continues. If your mind tries to engage, simply return to your breath, return to your heart, return to the knowing that you are divinely loved and perfectly supported. Your cells do not need your mental participation. They need your loving surrender. Voice filled with eternal comfort, feel yourself sinking deeper now into the divine embrace that holds all existence. Your individual consciousness begins to merge with the ocean of divine consciousness, where healing happens beyond the realm of effort or worry. The voice becomes like a sacred blessing. Your cellular consciousness is now aligned with the healing frequencies of divine love. As you sleep, these frequencies will penetrate every aspect of your being, creating transformation that seems miraculous, but is simply the natural result of consciousness aligned with truth. Voice takes on prophetic gentleness. When you awaken, you will be different. Not dramatically, not obviously, but subtly, profoundly, permanently different. Your cells will have integrated the divine remembrance, and your life will begin to reflect this cellular transformation. gentle final guidance. Let go now, completely and trustingly. Surrender into the sacred sleep where divine consciousness does its deepest work. Your transformation is in the perfect hands of infinite love and intelligence. Voice becomes infinitely soft. Your cells are saying goodnight to your conscious mind, thanking you for this journey of recognition, promising to work miracles while you rest. They love you so completely, so unconditionally, so eternally. The voice fades to a whisper of pure love. Sleep now, Divine One. Sleep in the arms of infinite love. Sleep knowing that your cells are divine, your body is sacred, your existence is miraculous. Final whispered blessing. The divine remembrance is complete. Your cells know who they are. Your consciousness knows its truth. Rest now in perfect peace, perfect safety, perfect love. You are divinely loved. You are divinely healed. You are divinely whole. Sleep well, sacred soul. Your cellular consciousness continues its divine work in the realm of dreams, healing, and infinite possibility. Silence settles like a sacred blessing as the voice fades into the eternal now of divine love.